here I have two endpoints protected by this required Auth middleware, meaning that if I am not logged in and I try visiting this page, I will get an unauthorized response. But of course, once I do log in, I am able to access that page. Now, CSRF attacks. These happen when an attacker builds a page that tricks users of your application into making unwanted requests to your server. For example, here I have this collect your free bitcoins button. Inside the page, I have a form with hidden fields that sends a post request to my post create endpoint from the GoLang application. Since I'm already logged in and my app doesn't have any CSRF protection in place, the request will be successful and the post is created. The reason why that attack worked is because the cookie used to authenticate me was automatically included with the request, even if the request didn't originate from my GoLang application. So the first thing we need to do is to prevent this behavior, to prevent cookies from being sent when the request comes from other websites than our own. And we can do this by making sure the session cookie is stored with the SameSite attribute set to lax. Currently it's set to none, and the cookie is sent regardless of where the request comes from. Now, if I go to my main.go file, I'm using the Gorilla Sessions package. I'm creating a new cookie store, and here we are able to set the SameSite attribute to lax. So if I uncomment this and restart my server, go in the browser, log out and log in to refresh the cookie. And now if I go back to that dummy website, you can also notice the cookie has SameSite lax now. If I go to the dummy website and try to do the same thing, the response is unauthorized. So the request didn't go through because this cookie wasn't included and the required Auth middleware was unable to authenticate our user. The problem is that setting cookies SameSite attribute to lax only works for 95% of users. For the other 5%, we need to implement something known as anti-CSRF tokens. The way those work is we add a unique, hard-to-guess token to every form we render, and when the form is submitted, the server checks the token to ensure the request came from our website, not from somewhere else. You can think of the CSRF token as a constantly changing password for your forms that you never have to type in. It's generated by the server, hidden in the form, and automatically verified when the form is submitted. The easiest way to implement anti-CSRF tokens is by using a package called Gorilla CSRF. To install it, we'll need to do go get. I'll go in my project, open the terminal, and then we can create a middleware and apply it to all of our routes. So I'll grab this, go in my main.go file, paste it in, and we'll use the same key I have for the session cookie store. And then to apply it to all of our routes, I can grab this, go here, and wrap app routes within it. So right now, all of our endpoints, except GET requests, all of them require a CSRF token in order to work. So if I restart this and go in the browser, and even if I go to our GoLang application and I am logged in, now if I try to create a post, it will not work because that form doesn't have a CSRF token. To add the token, let's look in the documentation, HTML forms. We can add a CSRF field as part of our template data. So I'll grab this, and I already have a render function. So if I go to my handlers file, each handler that needs to render something uses this render function. I can go inside this render function and make sure to include, let's say, data, CSRF field equals CSRF template field to which we need to pass a request. So now if I go to my post create page, I can go here and output CSRF field. If I restart and go in the browser and inspect this form, we can see we have an additional input type hidden named Gorilla CSRF token with a token. So this token will be part of our post create form. So now if I try creating a post, this of course will work. And we need to do this for every form in our application. So I will go to login and do the same thing. CSRF field, register, do the same thing. And even main layout, which has the logout form. Where is it? Logout, here it is. But here we need to do $.csrf field because we are within an with action. So we need to access the root data. I'll save this, restart the server, go in the browser, refresh, log out, and there we go. So right now, if I go to my main.go file, we can disable the SameSite attribute. I will restart the server, go in the browser, log out, log in again. If I open the DevTools and go to application, we see that our session cookie SameSite is set to none. So it will be sent with requests coming from other applications as well. But that won't matter because we now have CSRF tokens in place. So we now have 2 layers of protection against CSRF attacks. We have the SameSite attribute for cookies set to locks, and we also have CSRF tokens. And that's how you can protect your GoLang applications against CSRF attacks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, share it, subscribe, click the bell button, all that good stuff. Bye!